Hello and welcome to the show. I'm really glad you're here with us today because we're going to focus on building generational wealth and reaching our financial goals, something a lot of us are talking about and honestly some struggling with. So you might know Dr. Heavenly Kimes as a TV personality on Bravo's hit reality show, Married to Medicine, but she's also a mother, an author, and a powerhouse entrepreneur. She built her multi-million-dollar empire through dental health, beauty, television, and real estate. She knows how to juggle a lot. Currently owns and operates 6 successful businesses. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Heavenly Kimes.
Hey, Portia. How are you?
I am great. It is so exciting to finally have you here at the table so we can learn so many good lessons from the lessons you have learned. Some the hard way, some from hard knocks, and some from just like, hey, now here's how we doing this now, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about your journey, first of all, right? Because first and foremost, bottom line, the dentist. There's a DDS behind that name.
Yes.
Let's talk about the decision to go into dentistry and then how that then branched into so many other arenas.
Well, it's an interesting story. I mean, I'm from Miami. I'm a Miami native. My mom always instilled in me that I was going to be a doctor. From the time I remember, 4 years old, my mom said, You're going to be a doctor. You're the smart baby. You're the smart one. You're going to make something out of yourself. And I think it's something true when you speak things over your children.
Yeah.
Because my mama said it, I believed her.
Right.
And so I had no other thought. When I finished high school with honors, I was like, shoot, I'm going to dental school.
This is your mama,
My
right?
mom, that was college graduation.
Okay.
I graduated from Florida A&M University. Initially, my major was pre-med.
Okay.
And there was a influencer from Meharry Medical College came and talked to me about dentistry. Now, I've always been a good artist, and I know it's art as well as a science. But ultimately, I wanted to be a wife and a mother. So I felt like it would be a better lifestyle to be a dentist. And I actually shadowed a dentist, and I was good at it.
Yeah. So, and you enjoyed it too.
I absolutely
mean,
enjoyed it.
because it's
My
not
passion.
just, creating beautiful smiles, but it's dental health. It's all the things that you get to do and detect, honestly, as a dentist that sometimes might get missed. So it's important work. But there was so much more that you wanted to do. How did you say, okay, I've got these practices, but now I also want to go into beauty. I want to go into real estate.
Okay. Now, when I started my dental practices, honestly, I just wanted one practice, but I noticed that a lot of dentists were having problems running a successful practice because we don't learn anything about business in dental school. We learn how to cut a prep, how to place retraction cord, all those things, administer anesthesia, but they teach us nothing about business. So I was going in just learning from the hard knocks, making all the mistakes by buying distressed dental practices, right? And I started buying them, building them up, and selling them. I bought 9 practices, sold 7 successful dental practices.
In what period of time did you do that?
Between about 15 years period of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And still running your own practice.
And still running my practice. I ran 9 of them at one time, and then I sold them off separately. I always had a plan. I was saying at 45, I'm going back to being in one practice. So that was always a plan.
Wow. And to be clear, I mean, we all know dentistry, it can be a very stressful industry for the professionals who are providing this. How did you manage the stress that comes with, patients, because we know that there can be a lot there, and a staff, and then with other practices too? That's a lot.
It actually is a lot, but my God, I always had like positive affirmations, and I knew I could do it. So my husband was a great supporter. If you know anything about me, when I first came into school, my credit was bad. I didn't have good credit, but my man did. That's a tip for y'all. Find your man with good credit.
Did you say a tip? That's the tip
right. He
there.
had good credit.
Tip number 1, honestly.
So I worked hard. I believed in myself, but my husband believed in me, and my mama told me I could do it. So balance, I probably never had it. I'm at home thinking about work and work thinking about home, but your priorities, honestly.
And you talked about even wanting to make sure that you had success, but that you also had personal sense of success, having a husband, having this family. Let's talk about how you ended up with Married to Medicine on the show, putting it all out there.
Yes. Like I say, I chose dentistry because of the hours. I wanted to be home when my kids got home and take them to school and be able to go to office. So I got good hours. Married to Medicine came about when they were actually pitching the show. One of the ladies that pitched the show, her husband worked with my husband in emergency medicine, and I used to throw big parties every year for the Hinman. It's a dental convention that comes here, and everybody would come there. So people heard about me, and we got pitched for the show. And my whole thing, it was a difficult decision because I was making money, and I was like, this is gonna ruin my brand. You know, it's reality TV. I knew the only thing I knew was Nene Leakes. That's all I knew about reality. I didn't watch it, you know, whatever. So I thought it might be a negative connotation on my business because I know it's a lot of fun and funny, but it's a lot of drama as well. My husband.
And to be clear, nothing against Nene Leakes. We just know there is always a lot of drama, and that's not something that you were necessarily, that's what you were worried about.
Thank you for correcting me. Thank you. I'm just saying it was a lot of drama.
Nene.
So I completely adore her. I think she's brought the whole thing to a different level.
Absolutely.
But I honestly didn't want to do it initially, but my husband told me, and he's very conservative. You know anything about Dr. Damon? He's very conservative. I was shocked. He said, I think you should do it. He said, I think you have tough skin. I think you're fun. You're funny. I think you'd be really
Bring a
good
little
at it.
spice, which we know that you do. I think we got a little clip.
There you have it.
Of a little bit of spice, right?
Okay, don't scare me.
Let's take a look.
You like them heart doctors, huh?
Yeah, child, I never know when I'm having
Oh, heart attack.
So we forgot to tell you about the twin.
Wait, what?
I want to do Reiki on you all.
I'm a dentist. I don't do no voodoo now. I don't know what you're doing.
Both of y'all went away for school.
But you need to be close to us.
You come from a marriage where they stuck together whether they liked each other or not. I'm not from that family.
You don't take ownership for anything.
Where's the loyalty?
I feel like the girls have tried to put me in an early grave, honey.
Heavenly Father, we thank you because we all
fun and drama, and still maintaining a sense of, protecting the family when there are cameras all over the place.
I have a direct separation. One of the great things about reality TV, unlike other people's husbands, my husband is not involved in it. He's not on social media. He's not watching the show. So I do not bring that drama back to my home. Secondly, as Married to Medicine, they work around our schedules. We only film 12 weeks out the year, and they work around our schedules. So that's always great. And it just comes easy to me.
You make it work.
I make it work. I only work 3 days a week clinically. So I make it work. Yeah, I have time for...
You have time for financial fitness education too.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned the fact that there's so many dentists and other entrepreneurs who just don't know the business side.
Right.
You know, you've got the great skill, but that's why you wanted to spend some time talking about this financial fitness. How did you make a clear decision to do this masterclass?
Right. When I started, I've been doing it 10 years, training dentists on how to start and run a successful practice because I had done it 9 times. And I realized that I was getting distressed practices. So I said, you know what? I got to give back because the main thing with people that run practices is that we weren't taught business. We went to school a long time. We learned nothing about marketing. We learned nothing about running a business.
Trial and error
and making mistakes. So once I made all those mistakes, I was like, let me help other people. Let me help them with the procedures who were given CE credits, but mainly getting them in the face of bankers, attorneys, lawyers, the same thing, financial planners, literacy, all that, because we know nothing about it. You know, my friend Dr. Jackie brags all the time, making millions, that she was spending half her money in taxes. So I was like, listen, let's find a way to get around this. And we learned how to do it. And I feel like it's our obligation to give that information back.
Because we want each other to win.
Absolutely.
This is not a competition.
Oh, no.
It's, as they say, collaboration over competition. We want to see these businesses because that's how we develop the generational wealth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, last year I decided to open it up for everyone.
Yeah.
Not just dentists, but all entrepreneurs.
Which brings us to what's coming up later in the show. This is going to be fantastic. Actually going to get a chance to hear you give some advice to some young folks who are not dentists, but entrepreneurs who really have a lot of expectations about what they want to do. So after the break, we're going to hear from those entrepreneurs. You're going to meet these 2 young people, and they've got some big plans, big ideas. They just need some strategies to kind of take things to the next level. You're going to hear from Michael and Taj and Dr. Heavenly's advice when we return.